What's the best guess? Running a Twitch stream, it says. Oh, mic, check. On, mic, yes. Are we up and running? Okay, this is not the Eddie I was supposed to be carving this morning. And Odei-chan is doing test printing today from this afternoon on the second print in the Dreams of the Future Past series. And there's one more block still to go. I'm correcting some of the blocks. We got the block set back from Kawasaki-san. When I saw them, I thought, this is okay, but we maybe need a couple of changes. So I called for some changes, and I'm the guy who has to do that. So she's test printing in about 4 hours from now. And I have one block still to do, and I was supposed to be doing that this morning. But we got a call from Murata-san. She really wants to get started. I could delay this for a day or two, but she just wants this fiber. So today, my job is, I've got a couple of big boxes here. The girls have set me up with some boxes. One might be enough. I don't know. One might be enough. And I have to send some fiber. And that's easy enough. Yeah, paper is out. Paper is out. You can learn right now. The paper is out for Rachel. She's printing this afternoon. No, we're not in Ome. I know, we're not in Ome. Anyway, so my job today is fiber. Put it in this box, get it wrapped up, and get it off. Everybody here is crazy busy. Naomi-san won't be here today. Watanabe-san will be here. Yamada-san's here. He's backed up to here. Everybody is overworked like crazy. So this is a really nothing special stream. There's no special printmaking activity happening today. Just whatever. I have to get this done, so let people watch while I pull some fiber down. A couple of things. That's going to be dusty. It's been sitting up there now for a bunch of years, and I guess I should have prepared. I need a mask. I'm going to need a mask. Do I have one here? No. Okay, let me run downstairs quickly and get a mask. And I've got the scale, of course, for weighing it. This is why I'm doing this job myself, and why we're not just sending her a bunch of fiber. Not that I don't trust her. I want to know exactly, as close as I can, the data for this. And the paper making end of things, Iwano family, and even Murata-san, it's very much about. We talked about this on the last stream. How much rice was in there? Enough. I've already asked her what's the proportion of soda for cooking the next batch. And she says, well, it'll be enough. So at this end, I want to document as closely as I can the things that we can actually measure. How much fiber, how much paper. Someone says there's some cloth things hanging above the main camera. I don't think so. Anyway, let me go get a mask. Back in 1 sec. Somebody mentioned a minute ago I should be using sheets to cover everything that I don't want dust on. You've got to be kidding. Yesterday, this room, it was planing and sanding. My job yesterday was finishing up those blocks. And we've got now 10 more. They came out really nicely, you know. I don't know if I can, what we can see where I am. It's okay. These are the blocks that you saw. I did planing. You saw me open a box of old woodblock prints. These are all second use cherry now. All of this cherry was once a finished woodblock print, and it is now ready to start life as new prints. And they came out nice. These are our in-house blocks, start to finish in-house. So yesterday here was sanding. So this place was whatever. Anyway, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, we shave off the old carving. Can't explain too much about that now, but let's... Okay, now because I'm going to be up here putting stuff down, there's no way I can follow the chat all the way through this. So I'll follow what I can. Don't need glasses for this next part. Let's just drag a bunch of it down. I'll throw it on the floor, and then we'll start weighing and putting it in the box. I do not like climbing stuff. Ooh. Lesson number 1, gloves. Oh, it's bound, I see. It's in groups. It's tied together in little bundles. That'll make it easier. I didn't remember that. It's been years since we put this up here. We need 20 kilograms. How many bundles? They're very different sizes. Say when. Loose. Right, let's start. Tape, 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 tape. That was a smart move. Okay, this stuff today. This is, as we said, we've seen some of this before. This is how we get the stuff. This particular batch has come from Oguni. It's in Niigata. Oguni is, yeah, Niigata Prefecture, Nagaoka. And it has turned out to be a very good batch of fiber. We bought it in late 2017. So this must have been from the early 2017 crop. No, I don't remember, early 2017 crop or late 2016 crop. It doesn't smell at all. It is dried wood, basically. It's the inner bark of a bush. It's not wood, it's not the outside stuff, it's the inner bark. And it's really, really clean. They've done a really good job of cleaning off the outside black cover and off of the green stuff on the inside. So we're really, really happy with the batch that we got. When Muratsan does the chiritori on this, there really isn't a whole lot of work to do. Our main problem with the last batch was, because it was so old, it's fairly hard. She didn't boil it quite long enough. And we ended up with clumps, some small clumps in the paper. This next batch, this batch that's going to get to processed in February, she's going to boil it longer and watch more carefully and break down those fibers. It gets boiled. The boiling happens, of course, in an alkali solution. And the stronger the alkali is, the less boiling it needs. The weaker the alkali, the more boiling has to happen. It's a balance between those two things. In the old days, the boiling happened with a wood ash to bring the alkali. And that was a very low-level alkali, so the boiling had to happen longer. Some workshops these days use very strong alkali and boil faster. And we're not going to do that. We're going to go for the slow, steady approach. Now that stuff's a bit too long, actually, for these boxes. And there's no way we cut this. If I cut this, she would shoot me. The purpose of all this paper making is to have the fibers as long as possible. So I've got to get this stuff in here. So we'll be bending it. Bending is okay. I may have to open each group because the groups won't bend. Okay, what do? Do I weigh it before I put it in? Weigh the box before. That's a bit awkward to do because all I have, let's see, okay, let's try it. Okay, Dave plus box. This is going to be the Three Stooges minus 2. .9. Dave fully clothed plus box is 66.9. Oh, it turned itself off. S 65.7. So it said 66.9, 65.7. So the box is 1.2. I really wish we had one more decimal place here, but I don't. Am I going to be able to lift that box when it's full of kozo? I am not going to fill it. I am going to fill it to the extent that I can lift it. The whole thing, though, she's asked for 20 kilograms of kozo. I don't think we're going to get anything here that's not possible for a human being to lift. But this thing keeps turning itself off. We have another one that I can't stand on. It goes to a max of 5 kilograms. And I think I can put these bundles on it, one at a time. So this one's more accurate. This is accurate to 1 gram. If I put these bundles on it, we can do this. We can do this. Are you guys going to keep track of this or am I? I guess it's my job. All right, here we go. 481. But what are we going to do to get it in? It's too long. I can't fold it as a group. So I think she doesn't care about being in groups like this, because at her end, the first thing she's going to do when she starts using it is throw it in a tub of water. So let's try this. We're going to do this. Okay, we're going to do this. The binding is kozol. It's bound with kozol. The binding strip is just another piece of the fiber, so no problem. That goes into the mix. $633. Hey, somebody keep a running total then. The first one was 481. This is 633. You received the fiber around May 2018. Yeah, that's right, because we did this with Cameron-san. Cameron came in late 2017. How do you know that? From past Twitch streams. Is that where that data comes from? $723. We can't cut this stuff. Someone's asking why we can't cut it. At every stage of the process, we want to keep the kozol fibers as long as possible. This is one reason why they don't take our off-cut paper. You know, the little bits of paper that we've made that we have left over when we cut our prints. They don't want this because the fibers, the kozol fibers, have been cut. What are we up to? We got a long way to go. Wow, wow, wow. Ooh. Yeah, this box is going to be full, but it won't be that heavy. $667. These are grams, grams, grams. We're speaking grams. This is one of those days, you know, actually already it's one of those days. Eight, 1, 3. The tacky bin people ever ask us, well, we're supposed to write on the outside, of course. All the delivery boxes that we take, we write the contents on the outside, a short description. Because it's inside Japan, there's never any customs problems or things like that. There's no duties or taxes. It's just simply deliver stuff A to B. That's never a problem. How much paper can this amount of fiber produce? Well, were you on the last stream? We talked about that exact thing on the last stream. That's one reason why we are measuring this now. What did I say? Somebody's complaining about something I said? What are we up to? What are we up to, please? Are we going to put 10 in this box then? This is 464. Ah, 464. Oh, I put I put the mask on. Sorry about that. Hi, sorry about that. This is not dusty per se, just the cloud of dust that happened when I pulled it off. I just didn't want to drink that. Sorry. We got used to that, of course, over those years, you know. You'd have a mask on, your mask off all day long. Now that we've got a bunch in here, we've got some, there's holes that I can put stuff into. $4.99. What are we up to? About 5 kilograms or so. What are we up to? Okay, we're up to about here. What's the kilogram count? What are we up to? 4.4280. $4.02. The next paper making is going to start February the 7th, February 6th, February 7th, I think she said. This paper is going up to her now. This fiber is going up to her now. On the next making batch, remember the lady who's doing this for us, Mokuhankan, she's still employed by another company. She's still at the Udatsu company. So she's not working full-time on her own paper making yet. So she did that batch for us in November, December. And they're still getting the workshop cleaned up and ready. There's still a lot of maintenance going on over on that workshop up there. And she may be doing another test batch this month for something else. She wants to make gumpy paper also. And while we were there before, we saw gumpy paper that had been soaking and in the freezer. So she's doing other things than our own projects. But this now starts for us February 7th. I had an email back and forth with her last night, so February 7th to about February the 20th is the timetable for this next batch of paper. And unfortunately, that's exactly overlapping with my trip to Canada. I leave on February the 7th and get back on the 22nd. So I myself won't be able to watch any of the process of this second batch. Now I have lots of video from the first batch. One sec here. This is 607. So what's going to happen is, Byzantine city, I still don't know, I still don't know, it's too dusty here. It's a Sadako road trip. That's exactly what's going to be happening. You read my mind on everything. I'm convinced you've got a camera somewhere in here. We're over 5 kilos now, so there's no way we're going to be able to get 10 in this box. So it's okay. Wait, this is measured, right? Yeah, this is, yeah, it must be measured. I'm opening it. And I'm sending her 10 today, so we're over 5. Dump in the box. That wouldn't help because it would just push it out. Tell you what, let's call it a day with this box. Let me fold in the sides a little bit. It's not going to be a pretty box, but it doesn't matter. I don't think this is thatch. Thatch is kind of reeds or grass, right? This is actually tree bark. This is bark. It's really, really hard. It's totally dried. And when you boil it up, it decays into tiny, tiny, tiny fibers. The fibers are about 15 millimeters long. The fibers are about that long, and they're just tiny hairs, hairs like my hair. This whole thing decays into fiber, a mass of tiny fibers. Okay, I think, what are we at? We're at 6 or something, are we? Can somebody recap for me? What are we at? 5.2, just over 5. We're going to send her 10 today. I think if I leave it like that, do another one similar. What's the time? 8:34. Does the plant survive the bark stripping? Yes and no. It's a bush that sprouts up. The next movie, The Adventures in Washi Part 2, is going to show this. It's a bush that sprouts up. Early in the year, they cut off a bunch of the sprouts, leaving just 1 or maybe 2. That forms this. Come the middle of the year, middle of the winter, when it's all stopped growing, they cut them off horizontally, maybe with a little chainsaw or maybe with a little hook and a knife. They then boil it, prepare the bark. In the spring, the thing sprouts up again. I don't know how many years they can get. It'll sprout another year, another year, another year. Maybe they get 10 or 15 years out of each particular one. I don't know. They don't plant from seeds. They plant from cuttings, plant it, and after 3 or 4 years, it's then ready to start harvesting. And they're able to harvest 10, 12, 15 years before it has sprouted just too many times and it becomes a useless clump. They haul it out and plant a new one. So it's an ongoing process. They don't plant from seed each time at all. And I don't think they can plant from seed. Yeah, weave the box out of mulberry. That would have been send the box itself as a thing. I'm trying to decide what to do here. We've got 5. I've got another box ready. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap up this one and then start again with another box. I need a stick, my kingdom for a stick. We'll do it. Tape more. Where's Larry and Curly when you need them to help? In this case, I know tacky bin's interesting. The delivery charges for the tacky bin company are for the most part by volume. When you see the tacky bin weight, the charge sheet, I forget the numbers, it's 80, next is 120, next is 160, I forget. They measure A, B, and C. And she's got a little tape measure, it's interesting. She's got a tape measure colored for different stuff, and she runs A, B, C, and then you can see where the color is, the red, the orange, the green, and she charges you based on that. So she will measure this, boom, boom, boom. And this is going to be the top one, the 160 and up group. And then what they do is when you give it to her at the counter, if you're just handing in a box at the counter, she will do the ABC, and then she will have to, and then if it's doubtful, she'll take it to a scale and weigh it. So it's first by volume, but if it turns out to be extra heavy, then they charge you a weight supplement for it. But this will be no problem. This is very, very light. Whatever, I mean, we've already discovered what it is, 5 kilograms or something. Okay, let's do it again. Isn't this a wonderfully interesting Japanese printmaking stream this morning? Sorry about that. Yeah, you're scoring on the inside. Of course, that's the best way to do it, but I couldn't get to the inside because it was all full of fiber. So I scored on the outside, bent it backwards, and tried to get it right and failed. So whatever, sorry. Don't anybody talk about the Korean post office packing video, you know, the guy making boxes. Have you seen that? There's whatever, don't get sidetracked here, Dave. There's a video out there that's from the Korean post office showing somebody in the post office there making custom boxes. And in like 60 seconds or less, they will make the box that's exactly the size you need. So, yeah, unboxing. I'm not a cardboard box crafter. What we could do, you know, I think somebody mentioned it previously. If we took a bit of extra time and reshaped the box, that's another option, you know, so that I didn't have to fold this stuff. Is that doable? To change the geometry of the box. What it would need is, we would need to score 2 lines here and here, and then another 2 lines here and here, and then fold the box so that it was narrower and longer. Can we do that? Should we do that? How much length do I need? Okay, look, if we're fooling around, let's just fool around. Oh my God, in for a dime, in for a dollar. We need an extra that much. So if I did this, no, that's twice. That would give me, no, that's right. If I need an extra this much, and I score it here, that will fold this here. Let's do this. Let's do this. No, someone says only 1 score per side is needed. No, that's not true. That won't give us a square box. We have to score here, and cut here, and cut here. And then that corner becomes part of the flat side, and this becomes the new corner, the 2 new corners. We can't do it just on one side. 1 score per end. Vivid says 1 score per end, and it becomes a rectangle. Okay, wait a minute. If I scored here on this end, and then there on the other end, this becomes a new corner. You're saying that stays as the old corner. Okay. Maybe you're right. Okay. All right, but in that case then, if I want to make it, if I put it this way, okay, these things, I need the extra length of that much. I need 25 centimeters more. So this thing has to be increased by 25 centimeters. So it's close enough. Let's do it in the middle. It's close enough. Let's hit it in the middle. $25. What am I doing? Doing all this live looking like an idiot. Have I just gone off the deep end? What's wrong with me here? Okay, fold it there, then cut. So if we fold this here, how are we going to do that without making a total mess? Can I do what I did before? It's got lines this time. We're folding with the grain. And then that's going to be the new corner. So we need to cut here. Down that far. Okay, and now we're going to do it again on the other side. 25 in from there. 25 in from here, right? Let's double check. 25. Was a mark already there? I've done it already. Hey. Someone says genius, but it's not my genius. So just tack it together here for a second, just a minute. Don't tape yet. What's going on? She's yelling at me, don't tape yet. Explain. You want the skinniest end. Wait. I want the skinniest end. Karen, I'm sorry, you got to explain a bit more. What's happening here? So the box is a bit longer. Box is a strong base on top. I folded one crease off. I chose the fatter part. This won't be long enough. Ah, you mean she thinks I folded it the wrong way round? Live from Tokyo, it's all right. Okay, what are we going to do with this lady? What are we going to do with her? Karenさん、お疲れ様でした。Okay, now let's tape this up strongly. So what do we do? What do we do when a chocolate egg is not enough, ne? A box of eggs? How many people does it take to fold a box? I don't even want to think about how many people are watching this fiasco. Volume of the box has been reduced. Yes, it has indeed been reduced. So we may need now to do this more than once. Can someone do the math? I am not even going to think about trying to do the math. How much volume have we lost? As in a huge amount of volume, or doesn't much matter? How much volume have we lost? Well, I'll tell you what, just for fun, you guys have lots of time on your hands, so let's throw this at you. The new volume now, this is 870 long. I'm on the outside, but it doesn't matter, whatever. 870 by 230, and depending on where we close it, let's imagine the flaps are still the original flaps. We would have a depth of 500. Now we can maybe cut those flaps shorter, but we'll see what we get. We have lost a huge amount of volume. Maybe. We've lost something, I don't know. Someone's saying volume is the same. Okay, but just a minute now, This, it's hard to tell, because the other one, you know, we did reduce the volume of the first one. The first one was, in its length, it was 650. Width, it was 450. And we cut it down to 400, but if we hadn't cut it down, it would have been 500. So there's your raw numbers. Have we lost volume? We have lost volume. No, we haven't. At the point where we scored it and refolded it, instead of being x and y, it was x minus and y plus. At that point, yeah, okay, suppose we had done this. Suppose we had folded it so that we only had 1 inch. It wouldn't have added that much length. We are losing volume by doing this. The volume is not the same. A and B, if A is 40 and 50, and then A is 1 and 60, that's less volume. No, don't talk me out of this. We have lost volume. Up we go. Okay, you want to weigh it? The box is the same weight. I haven't taken any cardboard off, so the weight of the box is going to be the same, right? Volume is one thing, actual mass of cardboard is another. The box weighs the same. We've added a bit more tape. I don't think we're that accurate. Let's get up there. This is heavy. Very sure. Raining mulberry. Start with that. Okay, now we don't need to stuff this thing with air because of the bending, so let's see what we get in here. Let's see how this goes. Wait, on. And we can leave it bundled. Obviously we can leave it bundled. $540. We should have done this the first time, of course. We should have done it the first time. Sorry about that. All that folding and crap. 984. Eh? 984. Is it broken? 0. No, look at that. Oh, 984, twice. This is a light one. Some of this fiber is different, you know. When you look at it, oh wait, what's that? Did we count that? I don't think so. Some of the fiber actually is different. It's not all the same lot, the same batch. This has a fuzzier feel. And my guess is that when we bought this, they may have put like stuff in from the year before or something. I don't really know. This is a light group. 476. So much nicer. I should have done it. Oh, why didn't you? Actually, I think somebody did. Someone said, why don't you recut the box? Someone did. $578. Someone's asking, what does this plant look like? I don't have a link for you, but There must be, Wikipedia, whatever. If you Google paper mulberry, I forget the Latin name for the thing. I'm sorry, I'm not really up on that end of things. Oh, this is going to be hard to weigh because it's, I know, it's going to lean on the table. Yeah, no, not accurate at all. Let's try it this way. 625. Well, we're up to about here. Got room for a few more, 4 more maybe. What's our weight? What are we up to? 4.1. Yeah, the volume may be decreased, but we're able to put more because of the lack of empty space and stuff. Just tell the paper makers that the new guy did the first box. Yeah, right. Okay, let's keep up. Let's keep on. Let's keep on keeping on. Let's turn itself off. Reset. I was touching the table. $9.52. $9.52. Yeah, we're not discarding. Just simply this is loose. You know, no problem here. This is so much better. Oh my God, that's embarrassing. Too smart, too smart. Well, we don't, somebody's asking why don't we have a proper scale for this? We have the scales that we need. This is the scale for the post office. 865. We don't do jobs like this normally. There's no reason to do this. So we don't have a special scale for this. We don't do this normally. $419. I think we're going to top it up there. Top it out there. Okay, what I should do actually then. Yeah, let's put the loose stuff. We'll top it up with a loose. But that's another question. If we're going to top it up with the loose stuff, how do I weigh the loose stuff? Okay, that will do. Ethernet cable, power cable. Okay, to weigh the loose stuff, we'll go back to plan A. It says 66.6. 666. And it says 65.6. Whoa! Last time it said 65.7, but that's what you get with a scale like this. 65.6 and 66.6. So I can do the math on that one. We're adding 1 kilogram. 66.6, 65.6. Wait a minute. There's not that much in there. 66.6 and 65.6. That's 1.0. Is that 1 kilogram? It doesn't seem all that. Well, I guess it does, because some of those things we measured before were 984. So I guess this is about the same as those. Yeah. Okay. No, it does seem right. I know this is about the same as one of those big fat ones that we did before. When she opens it, she'll think it's all loose. Much better, much better, much better. So, look at this, much better. So there's our two packages. The left one, the larger one, actually has less stuff in it. Okay, of course, we'll tape them stronger. Then it won't be me that carries them downstairs. Well, I'll carry it down with Yamada-kun. Yamada-san's coming later. He can help me get them downstairs. Can I read the weights again for the second box? Is there confusion? Man, there's dust everywhere. Holy moly, there's dust everywhere. My computer, my poor computer. I forgot the 1,000. Here's the two boxes, the left box and the right box. Somebody wants the weights again. There's the first box, and here's the second box. But that last 1,000, that's only accurate to 3 figures. It's not accurate, right? Because this scale goes to 0.1. Anyway, there we are. Okay. I think I added 478 instead of 476. Okay, I don't know. No idea. Those are the numbers. Sometimes, absolutely, I say a number and write something different. I noticed that. The other stream we did when we were talking about the amount of paper that can come for fiber. I talked and I wrote some numbers on a sheet of paper while I was doing it. And I saw a comment when I checked this chat later that said I said something that didn't match what I wrote. And I went back and checked it, and yes, indeed. At one point I said something like 476, and I wrote 467. But I also talked about the same number earlier in the stream, and the number that I wrote was the one that was accurate. But yeah, getting older or just whatever it is, I don't know. So our total count here is what? 12.712 kilograms. Okay, what I think I will do. How much went into the second box? Second box was 6 or 7, was it? She wanted 20, so I think what I'll do, not right now while we're all watching, but I'm going to do this again. We will prepare a third box, send her 3. So altogether she will get about 20. She had asked me just to save doing this bit by bit by bit. So the second one was 7.4 a kilogram of dust, so as well. So 7.4. So what I'll do it again. After the stream is off, I'll get another box before we clean up here. And I will make another long, thin box. So it'll be 7, 7, and 6. And that'll give her the 20 kilograms that she wanted me to send. Good. Karen-san, thank you very much for the hint on the box. I was ready to screw that up. Thank you very much. Did I weigh the dust? No. No. I'll cough it up later. Dust. So. And also, whatever, I can't give you anything definite. This fiber here, we will be using this up this year. She's going to keep plugging with us, making as much of this paper as she can during the year. So we've sent 10, now 20. We bought 70. And we've now pulled 40 off there. So I guess there's, oh no, we've pulled, this is 10, 20, yeah. It would have even maybe been simpler just to rent a truck, put it in the truck and drive to the other side of the country. But it's just, we don't have the time and expense and whatever to do that, you know. All this fiber needs to go up there. All the off-cut paper that we've had needs to go up there. But it's a long, long, long way away. We're talking a 6-7 hour drive or something to get up there. I myself don't have a license. It would need to be somebody with a license. I don't know. Yeah, get sensei margin. So also, comments are coming here. Someone talks about paper for Karen. That reminds me, there's some other not so good news to mention to the chat here. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that Jun-san, Iwano-san, had found some extra paper or something. He wasn't clear about the story. He said, Dave, we've got 100 sheets of extra Kozo paper here. Do you want to take it, or do you want to know anybody who would take it? And he said it was a bit of off-size stuff, whatever. So without even questioning, I said, Jun-san, send it over. We've told this story before. It arrived, I showed it to you and talked to you, and I said, we've got some extra paper here. If you're interested, let me know. You might want X sheets, whatever. We had this story going. And then I put it aside and just got busy with my other work. Some of you have been asking, can I get some of this? 10 sheets, 20 sheets, 10 sheets, 20 sheets. And I've been, yeah, the girls will get to it soon. During this last week, the girls got to it. They got the package of paper. They made an entry in our catalog so people could order some of this online. And then they needed to take some pictures of the stack of paper. So they opened the thing up. This happened, was it yesterday morning? What day is it today? Today's Thursday. It happened it happened Tuesday while the shop was closed. They opened it up to take pictures there in the shop. And Nami-san came, Dave, we have a problem with the new paper that you bought. So whatever, I go down there and I go into the room, and right away when I go in the room, I know exactly what's going on. It is stinky, filthy, disgustingly moldy. It's not visible. When you look at any given sheet, you can't see anything. No mold has appeared on this. But when you go into the room after open, so we closed it up right away. Get this shut down, seal it up, tape it up. Because when you smell mold, this is mold actually floating in your air. We don't want that in our workshop. So those of you who were interested in that paper, I'm sorry. No can do. If you maybe wanted to use some for testing or something, I don't even know what to do with it. So that's the end of that story. I'm sorry. It's also a bit of a disappointment to me that they would do that to us, but whatever. I've had conversations with them before about this, and they really don't seem to care much about this. One day, many, many years ago, 20, 25, I don't even know, I was visiting the paper makers in the summertime, and I had gone, I think we've told this story, I had gone into the room where they were picking chitty or something, and it stunk like crazy because they had boiled the fiber, put it in a bucket, boiled some more fiber, put it in a bucket, done this, done that, got overloaded with work in the middle of a hot summer. The fiber sits in these buckets, and it had gone crazy, stinky, moldy, to the extent that I couldn't even bear being in the room with them. This is the paper you're going to send me? He says, oh, it's okay. When we do the kamidashi, when we wash it in the stream, the last step to get rid of the starch, then all the mold will disappear. Maybe. So I don't trust them. I don't trust them. Anyway, whatever. So, fermented. So that's the end of that story, I'm sorry. The extra batch of 100 sheets that we received for you, at the moment they are sealed in a plastic bag, and whatever. They won't be sold for paper for printmaking, I'm sorry. I don't know whether they could be, that paper's not sized, so from the paper maker's point of view, that could be thrown back into the tub to be beaten up and to be slurried and then cast as paper again. But I don't think that would help us. That's not going to kill mold. What if it was boiled again? If that paper went back in a batch, next time we're boiling some fiber, if we threw that paper in there, the boiling, would that presumably kill the mold? And then the fibers would break apart and it could then go for making new paper? I'm not going to try this, but I wonder if that might be acceptable. Would that kill the mold? Being boiled in alkali, someone says, might kill the mold. Boiled in alkali would kill anything, I guess. I don't know. Someone says, it stinks so much, but we don't see mold. But this is the same thing. I have experience when I was making prints myself. We would get to a point, and before I had much experience, and there was one occasion making the poet's prints, that I got the flu or something at one point one summer and crashed for 4 or 5 days. This was before I was using the freezer for the paper. And when I came back to work 3 or 4 days later, opened the package, and it smelled moldy like crazy, but I couldn't see anything. And I thought, this is okay to continue. But 1 or 2 days later, there it came, and I could see everywhere. One morning, there was brown spots there. So simply, it's your nose is more sensitive a detector. You know, you can sense it when there's still actually not big enough spots to see. So this paper, we can smell the mold. We know it's there. The fact that there's no visible spots, I think, is pretty much irrelevant. Someone says mold dies over 100 centigrade, but is that the growing living mold or is that the spore? Remember, there's two aspects to this. There's mold everywhere right now in the air, spores of this stuff. And then when they hit the proper environment, moisture, warmth, whatever, they start to grow. So I don't know if you've got some advice on what I should do with this stuff. At the moment, we're just doing nothing. It's wrapped in plastic, it's thrown aside, and we're not going to do anything with it. We're not going to sell it, and we're not going to use it for paper making, that's for sure. Someone says ultraviolet light also kills mold. So if this paper went onto drying boards in the sunshine, A side, B side, A side, B side, would that kill the mold? If we then wrapped it up and brought it back in the room, would we be able to smell the mold? Dead mold still smells like mold? I don't know. I don't know. Questions. This is the freezer. This is the paper in the freezer. This is Ishikawa-san's paper, frozen. She has no yellow dot here today, so I don't need to bring it out. There is a yellow dot for Rei-chan's paper, which I brought out earlier. And this is now soft and ready for printing. So yeah, this is the famous freezer. Perhaps Lady Wano-san know, I'm going up there, after I get back from Canada in February, I'm going up there in March to have our yearly discussion. Now, I talked about this in the last video, the one that I published last August. I meet with the family every year to recap what happened in the last year and to put my order in for the next year. So I will be going up to see him in late February or early March. And yeah, I will mention this. You know, I'm not going to sort of complain, can I have my money back? I don't care about that. But if I don't say anything, he'll think that I don't know or I don't notice and that it's okay to do it again. So yes, I will talk to him about this. So. Dead mold still smells like mold. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's already dead. I don't know. Maybe they dried the boards in the sunshine and the mold is dead. I don't know. Okay. Where are we? What's the time? 9:24. I prepared some stuff for show and tell. I assumed that this weighing would be over really quickly, that it would take me about 1 hour. So I prepared a fairly long and extensive, interesting show and tell. I think interesting show and tell. But it's not something I can show you now in 5 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. So that's going to have to save for next time. I think we're done. I think we're done. I think I've embarrassed myself enough this time anyway. So, someone says grab something up. I can show you the shelves. Grab something off a shelf. Is that the idea? Put the camera in the middle of the room. This is our 3rd floor. So, this is the back room. Actually, we can see. Hey, look at that. The doors are open. There you are. I didn't realize they were open. That's the front of the building out there. That's the back wall of the printer's room. That's Ayumi-san's desk. That's where I sit printing when you see me printing out there. The middle room, which we can't see into. the middle room. Oh, Dave, just give it up. Give it up. It won't focus now. Zoom out. Here we go. So we try that again. It's really not my day today, you know. It really isn't my day today. Middle room is for blocks at the moment. There's blocks. There are actually 2 printers here, which at the moment are just covered by blocks. We have altogether in the building here 6 printing stations. So we are ready for such time as we might be able to get trainee printers. Then the back room where the action happens here. We've got our active paper stacks. The 3 sizes of paper that we receive from Iwano-san come here. The active paper stacks. The main paper stock is in the next room. These are the ones that are open and pulling from. We have our little etching press that we flatten paper on. Oh, this would be fun. You've never seen this before. Okay, just a second. This would be cool. This would be cool. Karen knows what this is. This is our pigment cabinet. It's got a top that lifts up and clicks, and in here we have our powder pigments. And again, this is our basic. Look at this. You see red here, you see blue, you see some yellows, and that's all you see. No green, no nothing. We have alcohol standing by. Tray. People bring their cups in here, and this is where they do their color mixing. Nobody plays with powders over in the main printing room. The powders stay here. We have other stuff, the metallic pigments and stuff like this, extra standby, different pigments in jars. This is waiting to be cleaned up massively. And then below that, it's things like brush. Oh, I probably shouldn't show you this. We don't sell this stuff. This is personal stock for ourselves. Untouched, unused brushes ready to be used when the time comes. The rest, I think, is miscellaneous stuff. It's just jars, different printmaking, so nothing. Just jars and packages. It's those top three drawers that are the main deal. The rest of the room, well, you know this, I do the sizing here. That's the hot water tank, sink for washing, and for cooking there. That's the rest of the room. Yeah, that pigment drawer, so. I never realized, we never showed you that before. Now you know where to find the valuable brushes. Yes. Stack of socks. What? Sorry there, I don't know what you mean about socks. Yeah, I think when I dropped the camera there, focus has gone funny. I think autofocus has gone off. It's autofocus is not on anymore. So. Sorry about that. When you knock the camera over, that's what you get. I'll fix it before the next stream. The pigment storage furniture, Aoyama-san built that. He was good at that kind of stuff. You know, he's no longer with us anymore, but he did a good job. It's a total custom cabinet. He built it from zero, from scratch. You know, plywood from the lumber shop and cutting all the pieces himself. All right, it is time to go. It's a bit of a chaotic day this morning, and I just want to get this done and get moving. Today's Thursday. Tomorrow, Saturday, will be a stream. What will I be doing? Hontoni, I don't know. My work now for the next little while is a little bit chaotic. I think it might be a sizing stream on Saturday. I need paper for Kubota-san. Actually, we'll talk about that. Why I originally had told you I'm supposed to be printing today. The plans have changed quite a lot. So I won't be printing today or next week before I go to Canada. That's been passed on to Kubota-san. So my job on Saturday, I think I'll be standing right here in this same spot. I think we'll be streaming on Saturday. People are asking about Canada. Will we be streaming? Oh my God, I can't think that far in advance. I don't know. Please, let's think about that later. No idea. No idea. Okay, my apologies for the bit of a wonky, strange setup today. It hasn't been very interesting per se as far as Japanese printmaking goes. Double thanks to Karen for the hints on the box and for catching my mistake partway through when I was putting it together. Karen, thank you very much. Help is much appreciated. So I'm off for a cup of coffee. See you on Saturday, guys. Thank you very much. See you in a couple of days. All right. Counting down. 3, 2, 1. See you next time. Bye for now.